Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome to an official Knicks trade deadline special here on Knicks Media. I'm joined by Tyler from Wardy NYM, and we're going to be giving you guys all the latest news surrounding the NBA. Of course, the New York Knicks will be the front focus here, but we're going to be talking about everything surrounding the NBA. There's so many trades going all over the place. We got 2 hours until the end of the NBA trade deadline. So, Tyler, how you doing, my man? Welcome to the stream. Love having you here.
I'm doing great. I know that the moves are going crazy as we speak. There's some guys that we thought maybe they're going to land with the Knicks. They haven't. We're going to see what the Knicks are going to do. But I'm pumped. I know that I did this with you last year at the trade deadline, and we didn't see nearly as much as what we thought we would. Let's see if this year's going to be any different. There's a lot of rumblings going down. Stuff with Cam Reddish that I'm personally not in favor for as someone that's a Duke fan and a Cam fan. So let's give the guy some leash. Okay, let's give him some playing time. But yeah, a lot of stuff's probably going to happen regarding the vets and their future on this team. So we'll see what happens. But very happy to be here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I remember last year you were on the stream at the same exact time. Trade deadline. We all wanted Lonzo Ball at the time. We were all waiting for a move to happen, and nothing happened. There was no move to be made. The Knicks went out there, got Derrick Rose a couple weeks before the trade deadline, and then when it was the day of the trade deadline, which was today last year, we were live, we were waiting. We had so many people in the chat. We're all like, what's going to happen? And then all of a sudden, the trade deadline passes, and the Knicks do not make a move. I do not expect that to happen today. I think that the Knicks are going to make a move. There's a lot of reports right now that they're negotiating with a bunch of different teams regarding even Cam Reddish. They want to move Alec Burks. The Lakers are interested in Alec Burks. They're interested in Cam Reddish. There's so many reports and rumors to get into on this stream. So, guys, we're just getting started. So, welcome into the stream. If you guys are not already, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button because we want to get as many Knicks fans and even NBA fans in here as we wait until 3 p.m. to see what type of move the New York Knicks make because it's going to get hectic, everybody. It's going to get hectic. At least I hope, because we need to see some type of move. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Tavon, what's good, my man? Welcome in. Carl, what's good? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. This is going to be pretty nuts. I'm really excited for it. So first and foremost, let's get into some reports that we already saw earlier today about a potential 3-team trade. Now, this is pretty interesting, and I really hope that personally this does not happen. So all of a sudden we find out that the New York Knicks are gaining interest in Cam Reddish from outside teams. I don't think that the Knicks are trying to trade Cam Reddish. I think it's just that teams like the Lakers and other teams are calling the Knicks about it because they're really curious. They're like, hey, why did you trade a first-round pick for Cam Reddish if he's not playing? And that's something that I'm really frustrated about. And I've said this countless times on this channel where if the Knicks are not giving Cam Reddish an opportunity to play post-trade deadline, this is the reality, and it's a really bad reality, that the front office and the coaching staff are not aligned. That means Leon Rose and the front is not aligned with the coaching staff, and that is a really big problem. That's a sign of dysfunction, and that's my biggest fear coming out of this trade deadline. And now a lot of people outside of the NBA, outside of the Knicks rather, are looking at the Knicks and saying, is Cam Reddish available? Does Tom Thibodeau not want him? Did they make a mistake making that trade? Should we try to pursue him? So here's a report from Michael Scotto, and also Ian Begley reported it as well, so you know it's reliable, that the New York Knicks, this is a potential trade package. So Lakers, Knicks, Raptors have discussed a 3-team trade. Lakers get Cam Reddish and Alec Burks. Knicks get Goran Dragic and draft picks, but this is actually not even valid anymore. Dragic got traded. So this package is actually thrown out the door. So this is just something I wanted to show you guys, because then if you look at Ian Begley is probably one of the most reliable sources you can get. There's a small update about it, and it looks like the Knicks are trying to move Alec Burks to free up a roster spot. So that's what really I want to see the most, guys. If I had to choose one thing to happen in this trade deadline, it's trading some veterans like Alec Burks and Kemba Walker, freeing up some roster spots so Cam Reddish and other young players can get some rotation. So what's your thoughts about that, Tyler, about all these, reports regarding even Cam Reddish getting moved, the 3-team potential? There's a lot of speculation going around. So what type of moves do you want to see the Knicks make leading up until 3 p.m.?
Well, I think what I want to see them make versus what they're going to make are probably going to be two different things, right? I'm a little concerned. I'd be lying if I didn't say that. It does seem like the Knicks' direction right now is to free up money for the summer. And obviously, there's plus and minuses of that. The plus is obviously they're trying to go and make a potential impact in the summer. Maybe someone like a Jalen Brunson that seems more realistic than at the trade deadline now from all the reports that we've seen. But when you look at what the Knicks team needs right now, I'm not in favor of parting ways with someone like Cam after you did the trade what you did with the Hawks. And it seems like I'm like you, a little confused on what the future of this team is and what Tibbs and, of course, management, are they on the same side or not? Because we've had Reddish for over 3 weeks now, and he's played how much? So I understand teams calling in on him for sure because they're wondering the exact same thing. Why aren't the Knicks utilizing him more? I think the Knicks need to make it a priority to get him in the flow of things where he can at least be a constant on the bench and get more time with each game. But again, I think I'm asking for too much right now. So personally, I would love to see the Knicks go out and do something big, especially for going after a guard. That seemed more likely prior to the trade that happened with the Kings, obviously, with Sabonis. And then, of course, in the young stud that they got in return in that big one. So a De'Aaron Fox, I would love on the Knicks. It doesn't seem nearly as likely now, though. So I'm really curious what the Knicks are going to do here, because it seemed like at first maybe they were going to try to address it in that route, still trying to make a run at least, for the play-in this year. I don't even know if they're going to do that, because if you look at the guys that have been dealt, CJ McCollum as well, you look at Dragic, who was another one that they were connected to. There's multiple guys the Knicks have been intertwined with that have now found new homes that would have made an impact on the Knicks right away for a team trying to go after it this year. So I'm more on the side of trusting the youth movement. I love the young studs that the Knicks have. I don't want to see the Knicks part with them. But I am kind of in a question mark right now on how I feel with what they're going to do versus what I honestly want them to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said before, you said that exact thing, Tyler. What I want to see them do is free up some roster spots. Do not trade Cam Reddish. Keep him on the team, because we gave up a first-round pick for him. Allow him to get comfortable in the system, because we find out that Leon Rose, his vision with Cam Reddish when we traded for him, was not really to get a big-time impact this year. It's more like looking forward into next season and beyond. They want to have a future with Cam Reddish, develop him with RJ Barrett. But now we find out that, there's some rumors about Mark Berman from NY Post. I really do not take his rumors or his reports really seriously, to be honest, that Tom Thibodeau did not want Cam Reddish at all. And that's what really, really frustrates me as a Knicks fan, because that means that the front office and the coaching staff are not aligned. And that is a big time no-no if we're trying to develop a culture, try to develop, this franchise in the right direction. So I feel like that when it comes to the Knicks right now, they have to be able to trade at least Alec Burks or Nerlens Noel or some of these veterans, because I feel like what they're trying to do is free up some cap space for the summer, because all the contracts that we gave out in the free agency last year was long-term deals, like 2 or 3 years down the line. So we do not have that much cap available for this summer. So maybe the Knicks are looking at things and they're trying to understand, like, okay, we did make mistakes this free agency. And that's a good sign, because for Leon Rose to understand that he gave a contract to Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker and Burks and Nerlens Noel, and he's realizing now that, okay, maybe that was a mistake, and I'm going to actually, hold myself accountable and make a move instead of trying to be stubborn and say, no, I got to work with what I got. And that's a good thing that I'm seeing from Leon Rose. Well, we'll see, because he did not make a move yet, but there's reports that they are trying to trade them, which is a good sign. So if Leon Rose can somehow move Alec Burks or Evan Fournier or Kemba Walker or Nerlens Noel before the trade deadline to free up cap space for the summer, so we can pursue like a guy like Jalen Brunson for the Dallas Mavericks, who's a free agent. You never know who they're going to try to get, because there's a lot of things that's happening around the Knicks right now. Nobody expected us to be in this moment. Nobody did, especially myself. The expectations were high going into the season after going into the 4th seed last year, going to the playoffs. Coach of the year, Tom Thibodeau. Julius Randle, all-NBA player, all-star. Y'all know what happened last year. And we got Evan Fournier. We got Kemba Walker in free agency. We're like, okay, how could we regress? How could we get worse? And that's exactly what happened. The team is just not playing together. They're not playing as one. The defense is not anything close to what it was last year. Julius Randle's not playing anything like he was last year. I mean, the past 5 games, Julius Randle's been playing great, but as a season as a whole, he's just not been playing like the Randle that we saw last year. And it's really frustrating. So there's a lot of things to get into when it comes to the reports on Twitter. I'll say this, guys. If we do not get a deal done by 3 p.m., Tyler and I will be very frustrated by the end of the stream.
It'll be deja vu. Maybe I'll be the bad luck thing, because you know how much we were hoping for Lonzo last year, and then look what happened. I shouldn't say everyone. I was one of them, and for good reason at the time. But yeah, things are different. Look, Derrick Rose is going to be back with the Knicks soon, which is definitely positive. That's going to impact this team a lot. But it's really hard to gauge what route the Knicks can go down, because they can easily go down the route now of just focusing on the draft. Like, I don't think that it's outlandish to think that they might go down that route at all. And it's also not outlandish to think that the Knicks are still going to try to make a comeback here And while I think that they're definitely, it's a tall task, I don't think it's likely for them to get above the hill from where they are down right now. Anything's possible. So again, it's going to be interesting. There's so much going on in the NBA right now. I don't know if you've seen, but there's been a lot of reports regarding the other team, that being in the Brooklyn Nets and the Sixers. A lot's going on with them. According to NBA Central on Twitter, the Sixers are currently offering Ben Simmons, Seth Curry a first-round pick, and a second-round pick for James Harden. Seth Curry, my favorite guy in there, the Duke alum. If you guys know, you know. It's funny, though, how the Sixers, another connection between their coach and their son, this being the son-in-law, he might get dealt. That's kind of funny when I think of Austin Rivers, too. But I also saw a report from Begley that suggested that the Nets want Thibault in order for a trade to happen regarding Harden. So we'll see. That one almost feels inevitable.
Oh, breaking news. It's done.
Oh, shit.
Dams just broke it. Brooklyn Nets and Philadelphia 76ers are finalizing a trade sending James Harden for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and draft picks. So breaking news, everybody. We got a trade. It's done. Wow. Not Knicks related. It's not Knicks related, everybody.
It's hilarious.
This is a very big deal.
Like, I just, wow. Okay.
All right, guys. Wow. That's crazy. The Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers are finalizing a trade, and it's done. Wow. It's funny because I was just about to bring this up, and you did before me, and then now it's official. Everybody in the chat, let's hear your thoughts about this. It's not Knicks related, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts about this because what just happened? The Brooklyn Nets went from having a big three of Harden, Kyrie, and KD. They're obviously the championship favorites. And then all of a sudden we find out that Kyrie's not going to be able to play. And then he starts playing half the season. And then Kevin Durant's injured. And then they're losing 9 straight games. And we find out that James Harden is a free agent this year. He might not want to re-sign with them. So for the Brooklyn Nets side of things, they gave up literally their entire team for James Harden. So if they let James Harden walk in free agency, they basically gave up a lot for nothing. So they want to get something in return. And now Ben Simmons is a Brooklyn Net.
Is he ready to go, though? Like, how active has he been?
I have no idea. I know that he was not playing because of mental issues and obviously on the court issues with the Sixers. So it's going to be really interesting to see if he plays right away, if it takes him a couple weeks.
Pardon my French. I'm not trying to swear here. It's insane how much things flip the script with Harden. And so, like, when that trade first happened, I thought that's ridiculous. But as long as they win it all, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as they win it all, then it's fine. Literally only took 1 year for things to flip the way that they did. Just insane. Wow. And this is a lose-lose for us Knicks fans. It's not like it benefits us. Like, it's not like Harden's out of the out of the division or anything like that. We still have to deal with him. And I hate Philly. So, like, it's like pick your poison kind of thing.
This is kind of a good thing for, I don't even know. I mean, like, both teams, I feel like this is a win-win scenario because the Sixers, obviously Ben Simmons is not playing for them. They're like one of the best teams in the East right now. Joel Embiid is just absolutely sensational. And they turned Ben Simmons into James Harden. So they basically gave up nothing. Obviously, they gave up Curry and a couple picks. But, man, now James Harden is added to them. Who knows if he'll be able to play well. And then now add Ben Simmons to Kevin Durant when he's healthy and a potential – man, that's scary. And now Ben Simmons is going to be a Brooklyn Net for a while. He's on a long-term deal. So here's the full.
Seriously, that's a good point.
The Nets get Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, 2 first-round picks. Sixers get James Harden. Wow. What's your guys' thoughts about this? Nets won the trade. I'm happy James found a way out. I don't blame Harden. As long as Irving is on the Nets, they will be unstable. Philly will be a chain. Like, who do you think got benefited the most? Like, this is pretty crazy. Screw the Nets, 100%. Screw the Nets. You already know it's good. This is a big win for Philly and Simmons, as Brooklyn don't know about him being a good fit there because they already have one mental case in Kyrie. It's true. All right, so we got a big-time blockbuster while we're live. Now, next time I want to see a blockbuster, I want it to be related to the New York Knicks. Am I right? Right? Let's see.
What's it going to be, though? That's a completely different question.
Like,
shout out to my guy Darren in the chat. He's a huge Knicks Mets fan that lives in the UK. absolute beauty. Hope you're doing well, Darren.
What's up, Darren? Welcome into Knicks Media. Appreciate you
everybody
tuning
in the chat.
in.
Overall,
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. We'll be live all the way until the trade deadline and a couple, minutes, or maybe a half hour afterwards as well, just so we can get a little recap of what's happening, what the trades that we did make or the trades that we did not make. So stay tuned for that, guys. And please, if you're in the stream and you do not smash that like button, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's try to get as many Knicks fans, as many NBA fans in here as possible, so we can have a really beautiful, fun time all together talking about the NBA trade deadline. So we got around 30 likes with 100 of you guys watching. There's no reason to get to 50 likes. So smash that like button if you guys are enjoying this stream, and smash that thumbs up button if you have any optimism about the Knicks making a big time trade, because they will make a trade. I guarantee you that. Okay, clip this. I guarantee the Knicks will make a trade. Whether it's a good trade or bad trade, I don't know, but I'm preparing myself for the worst. Okay, I'm preparing myself for the worst. Man,
what's one player you think is most likely to be dealt today?
Alec Burks.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I think Alec Burks might be Tom Thibodeau's favorite Knick.
That's why we got to get rid of him.
Yeah,
that's exactly why you have to get rid of him.
It's just, it really, really is frustrating me as a Knicks fan. Like, coming off of last year, we gave Randle that contract extension. That was the first year with Leon Rose in the front office, the first year with Coach Thibodeau. The first year we actually looked like a competent organization. We're like, wow, maybe we did get things right. Like, maybe we have the coach for the future. Maybe we have the front office that knows what they're doing. And then fast forward to this time, we're back to being a dysfunctional mess. And listen, that could change. We could make a big time trade and be like, whoa, Leon Rose, you are what we thought you are. Or it could be the opposite. I feel like the Knicks front office, they've been very good at drafting, in my opinion, but their problem has been free agency. And the thing with free agency, in my opinion, it's really hard because you can only work with who's available. And they had a lot of money this offseason to work with, and there was not a lot of players. Obviously, they made a big mistake not pursuing DeMar DeRozan. That was a big mistake. We see what happened with there. And Lonzo Ball is who I really wanted. And Evan Fournier, it's not like we gave him a bad contract. $18.5 million per year is what you're going to get for a career, 35% from three win in this league, a veteran. Like, that's the market. You can't not pay a guy less than that. And Kemba Walker, obviously, that's a very friendly contract, $8 million per year, only 2 seasons. And then Nerlens Noel, that contract was a mistake. I mean, every time Noel comes in the game when Mitch is dominating, it seems like the other team goes on a run. Oh, man, it's frustrating. But let's get into the chat, guys. Let's see any questions you guys may have for Tyler and I. Let us know regarding the trade deadline, regarding anything around the NBA. I'll let you answer this one, Tyler. Would you deal Julius Randle, asks Mike.
At the right price, 100%. Yeah. I mean, look, Randle has been so frustrating, but at the same time, we know how much of a gamer he is. The biggest issue with him from what we've seen this year, is his ability in the clutch and also just his willingness on a game-to-game basis. I feel like we've seen too much inconsistencies with Julius for a team that doesn't, quite frankly, yes, is he a huge part of this team? Absolutely. But if you can part with him at the right price without, of course, selling low on him, then yeah, that's something I'm not against. I think Randle's probably more likely, if he's going to be dealt, during the summer than it will be right now at the trade deadline. I know that there are many teams that have shown interest in him. And don't get me wrong, Julius can dominate. But again, the biggest concern with someone like him is his consistency. It's something that I've been preaching to you time and time again, since the season began, man. Look, when we went into this year, this was the first year in how long where the Knicks actually had expectations. And you probably had the text somewhere where I told you this is going to be the biggest hurdle for this team. The year prior, no one expected the Knicks to do what they did last season, right? And that's how they were thriving, on a high. Now they came back down to reality, and how they've been able to handle adversity hasn't been nearly as much as we would have liked to see, not just from the coaching staff standpoint, making proper in-game adjustments, but also by the players. The starting five was so inconsistent for how long and still has their issues. RJ Barrett is that one certainty, really, where you know that this is a guy that you need to build a team around for years going forward. RJ has proven to be that guy, and Julius is someone that, don't get me wrong, he can dominate for sure. We've seen it. I just don't think that we've seen it enough. And for what this team needs right now, which is exactly a young, promising guard that can really lead the way, I just think that Randle, if you can part with him in a blockbuster, that makes sense for both sides. You do it. Do I think that Randle is a detriment to this team on a day-to-day basis? No, I don't. But, the fact that we've seen such a polar opposite from him for the vast majority of this season over his career high of a year last year is pretty telling of, okay, what we actually have in Julius versus what we thought we would have had in him.
Yeah, for sure. There's going to be a lot of speculations regarding Julius Randle. Obviously, he's coming off that season last year. He won, the city of New York's hearts. And then he comes out there. And, for me with Julius Randle, it's more like the thing with that's most disappointing with him for me personally this year was like some segments of his lack of energy, his lack of, leadership, his lack of body language is really frustrating me because listen, you're not going to be able to, shoot lights out. You're not going to be able to shoot 41% from three like you did last year every single season. We knew that was like a fluke in a way. But what really frustrated me about Randle this year was his lack of leadership abilities because last year he was that guy. Everyone looked up to him. He was the guy that was in the gym after hours, and all the young players looking up to him and everything like that. But this season doesn't seem that way. And it's kind of frustrating me because we gave that extension, which I was very happy about at the time. And now we're seeing a Julius Randle that's just playing with a little lackluster of effort. Those past 5 games, I mean, he's averaging 30 points per game and he's putting up ridiculous numbers. The unfortunate part about that is, though, we're losing still. So those numbers don't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things because we're still losing basketball games. But I do not expect Randle to be traded at all by 3 p.m. I think Julius Randle is here to stay. I think that he is the heart and soul of this team, whether it's a good thing or bad thing. That's the reality of the situation that we're in right now. I still believe in Julius Randle. I still think he has what it takes to be a good big-time piece for this franchise moving forward. But I think that we can all agree on, and we all knew going into the season that he was never going to be able to be a guy that to be the number one option for a team. And I think that's the biggest reason for Julius Randle's failure this year is last year nobody expected Randle to do what he did in the regular season. They were not game planning against him like they are this year. Yep. Randle just absolutely went off on his one-on-ones, dominated people, just putting up numbers like we'd never seen before since Larry Bird. And then the playoffs came around and he was the number one option. They game planned around Julius Randle defensively and they shut him down. And that's exactly what's happening this season. Defenses are zeroing in on Julius Randle to the point where he cannot get comfortable. He cannot do anything he wants. We all know that he cannot handle double teams. That is probably his biggest kryptonite. Whenever he gets doubled, he just gets rattled. He turns the ball over a lot, and that's his biggest issue. The only way we'll be successful with Julius Randle on the Knicks is if we bring in another star alongside Julius, where Julius is not the number one option, where he comes the number 2 and number 3 option alongside that star and RJ Barrett. I think that's the only way that the situation with Julius Randle would work. I just simply do not think. And everyone knew this already after watching that playoff series, that Randle is not able to handle being a number one option on this Knicks team, especially when it comes to the New York media market. I don't think he can mentally handle that pressure, especially when we saw a couple months ago that whole thumbs down stuff. But that's really my thoughts about Julius Randle. Who that star will be, I don't know. I don't see a star coming. That's the unfortunate reality is there's no star out there that's going to magically appear on this Knicks team to be the number one option and to help out the Knicks and help out Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. But listen, I think that if I'd be very shocked if Julius Randle gets traded, even though we did see a report yesterday from Berman, which again, I don't really put a lot of stock into it, that everybody on the Knicks roster is available for trade.
I don't think that's wrong. It's just the fact of just because they're available doesn't guarantee that anyone's going to be traded,
Everybody but RJ should be available.
And the Knicks have been in so many talks, at least from what reports have indicated to this point. They've been ingrained in so many different type of scenarios, it feels like. They just need to make sure that they don't just push the trigger for the sake of doing it, and they need to make sure that they do obviously what they feel is best for the team. And it's probably hard for them to garner what they think is best right now because they are still in a limbo. The Knicks, 12th seed right now, do they have a chance to still go and play? And yes, but at the same time, they also have a very good chance if they really just wanted to, say that we're done with this year, we're going to just let the young guys cook and potentially go for a nice draft pick. So they're obviously weighing both those things, and what they're going to prioritize more, we of course are going to find out by the results in the next hour and a half.
Yeah, and I think the biggest problem with the Knicks this season, and for the past, 20 seasons, we have not had a point guard. We do not have a point guard. I think that star that's missing with this team is at the point guard position. You give the New York Knicks an established point guard, and not a Kemba Walker, who I think we all know is washed right now, Derrick Rose is a guy that I'm excited to come back. Maybe he is that point guard, but we all know he's not the franchise point guard for the future. I'm talking about a young guy like a De'Aaron Fox or an established veteran like a Damian Lillard or somebody that's a point guard that will be able to be a floor general, take some pressure off of Randle, help set up RJ Barrett, help just be a floor general because we're lacking that. I mean, we have Alec Burks running the point at sometimes. I mean, we do not have any fluidity on offense, and I think that's the biggest issue right now, and I think every Knicks fan knows that already. It's not like I'm breaking any news that the problem is we don't have a point guard. You all already knew that, but the big question is there a point guard out there that will solve the problems? I think the only point guard that's available this free agency that I do not expect to be traded at the deadline because he's playing good basketball with the Mavericks, that's Jalen Brunson. I think that what the Knicks' vision could be right now is to trade guys like Burks, trade guys like maybe Fournier to shed some cap space so we can go out there and get Brunson in free agency, because if you see what he's doing with the Mavericks, he's putting up very efficient numbers. He's not really that old. He's still a young guy that's on the rise, and the Mavericks want to hold on to him for the season because they're winning basketball games. So look out for Brunson being available in free agency. If the Knicks can shed some cap space, maybe that's their grand vision. I don't know. But listen, we all know that the biggest issue right now is the point guard spot. Now, the next segment I want to talk about with you is there's a player that is on the New York Knicks that's having a phenomenal season, breaking out before our very eyes, but he is a free agent this season. And the question is, are the Knicks going to trade him right now? Are they going to extend him? Are they going to let him walk? And that's Mitchell Robinson. So there's Mitchell Robinson's getting interest from teams like the Detroit Pistons, other teams around the league. Everyone wants Mitchell Robinson. He's breaking out. He's coming off a game where he dropped 19, 21, 3 blocks and a couple steals. Now he's been out with a sore back after carrying the damn team for so long. I've been the biggest Mitchell Robinson fan ever since we drafted him. I always rooted for him. I always was on his side when things were not going in his favor. I really love Mitchell Robinson. I feel like he deserves, if he could finish this season, say hypothetically we do not trade him, which I hope we do not. If he finishes this season playing like the way he's been playing, and most importantly, staying healthy for the rest of the season, he deserves a contract extension, something like 4 years, $60 million. He is just a perfect fit for the system of Mitchell Robinson's ability to just block shots, go up there. His offensive rebounding is probably the biggest factor of his development going out there. And we saw him just getting more in shape as the season goes on, and he's still not in shape. So I think his potential is through the roof. So what's your thoughts about Mitchell Robinson, Tyler? Do you expect him to be traded? Do you want the Knicks to extend him, or do you think he's going to walk in free agency?
I don't think Mitch is going to be traded. I would be really surprised by that. I mean, one of the potential suitors, that being the Pistons, they just got my guy Bagley. So I think that's more of an unlikelihood at this point, just viewing Detroit's side of things. But Mitch, the only way I think you can justify parting with him is if you know for certain that you're not going to bring him back. Do I think the Knicks should? Absolutely. I mean, look what he's doing. He's thriving this year. Yes, I know he's been having problems at the free throw line, but you can literally say the same for this entire team. That's why they have been piss poor this year. It feels like they missed 10 free throws a game. Literally, it's actually ridiculous. But Mitch has shown he is absolutely dominant. He has been on a great stretch lately for the Knicks too. I think he's definitely someone that you try to build around. He's young, still up and coming, promising. I really enjoy everything from Mitch as long as he can stay healthy, and we're seeing that. And you can tell with him getting more and more in shape that he's becoming a better player right before our eyes. So no, I don't want to see Mitch go. I don't think he's going to go. I think only the exception is if the Knicks really feel that they're not going to bring him back, then okay, you might as well trade him to get something when you can actually do that versus just letting him walk. So Mitch's future, unfortunately, seems like it's more uncertain than I want to be. I definitely want him to stay on this team. But again, we're going to find out, of course, I think heading into the offseason, if the Knicks are going to prioritize him or not.
Because if Mitchell Robinson does walk in free agency, we got a big problem, because who the hell is going to be our starting center? It better not be Nerlens Noel. Like, you know what I mean?
I think you need to get someone that's a perfect complement to Mitch, and the Knicks don't have that. That's the bigger issue, you know?
The problem is the vision of this team, which we haven't been able to see because of injury concerns, and I guess just play from Nerlens Noel, is we have 48 minutes of consistent elite rim protection on the court with Mitchell Robinson and Nerlens Noel. That's been the vision, but Nerlens cannot stay healthy at all. And Nerlens is a liability on the offensive side of the ball. I think that we could all agree Nerlens Noel is a very big-time piece to the defensive side of the ball for the Knicks in terms of protecting the paint, poking balls free. He always gets the steals. He always blocks shots. He's a really good defender, but he's just a big-time liability on the offense. So I think the vision was Mitchell Robinson playing the majority of the minutes, and then when he's tired, Nerlens comes in, holds down the bench unit, and I feel like that's a solid rotation at the center spot. But If Mitchell Robinson walks, then we just have Nerlens Noel, we have Taj Gibson, and Jericho Sims. We need to be able to bring in a guy that maybe can stretch the floor in terms of shooting threes from the 5 spot. We don't know. But listen, I think it is very likely that Mitchell Robinson walks in free agency simply because a team throwing him the bag, like the Detroit Pistons. I know they just got Marvin Bagley, but he's more of a 4 in my eyes. I feel like the Pistons would be smart to get Mitchell Robinson, Cade Cunningham with Mitch and Bagley would be really fun to watch for that side of things. But man, I hope my guy Mitchell Robinson does not go anywhere. That man is a Knick for life. I'm going to manifest that. I will manifest that. So
another trade. Shams.
Knicks?
Boston Celtics are trading Josh Richardson to the Spurs for Derek White. So smaller deal
there. I thought it was Knicks related.
No, I'm sorry. And
It's
the Nets
okay.
are not done. The Nets look like they might be utilizing the 2 first-round picks that they just got for the Sixers to make more moves. So keep an eye on
What's going on here? Where are you, Leon? Leon, wake up!
This
Hey,
is
yo.
so deja vu of last year's trade deadline. It's actually
Leon, wake up! Everyone in the chat, tell Leon to wake up. Spam Leon, wake up. Like, what do we do, guys? What are we doing here? You know? Oh my gosh. I'm freaking out, guys. I'm freaking out. What do you want to do? What do we do, man? What do we do? Oh, shoot. All right, so we're still waiting. We have less than an hour and a half until the Knicks can make a trade. There has to be something. There absolutely has to be something. I keep refreshing Twitter and seeing something, and nothing is coming around. So
okay, question for you, and question to everybody in the live stream in the chat. Give me your number, or should I say, give me your over or under. Are the Knicks going to be over 1 trade today or under 1 trade?
Over 1, so like not 1, has to be more than 1.
Yeah,
I think it'll be 1 trade.
Okay.
I'm down for it to be like 3, but right now I think it's gonna be 1 trade. At least I hope, man. At least I hope. I mean, what's going on? We know that there's doing something behind the scenes, but maybe they're just
there's a lot more deals that are going to be had across the league. Now, whether the Knicks will be actively involved in those, we're going to find out.
Oh my goodness.
I will say though, and you touched on this earlier, and it's important. Look, the Knicks clearly messed up in free agency, but I think if you asked most Knicks fans at the time, we were all pretty excited about the Knicks last season, parting ways with some guys that, were some more, clutch 3 defensive help, like a Reggie Bullock, for example. Getting rid of some depth guys that were great characters and great culture-wise that we now know would still probably be benefiting this team if they stayed here. Even my guy Theo Pinson, in which I do not think the Knicks would be the way that they were if Theo was still on the team. You could take that as you will. That's just my stance, honestly. But the Knicks, to get Kemba, to get Fournier, they did that, gained what seemed like great offense, and also took away defense in the process. Now, the issue is that the Knicks did not gain nearly as much consistent offense as what they were hoping, especially with Kemba, which is unfortunately just became the harsh reality of his injuries and not being on the right side of Thibs, to the point where you don't have the offense and you don't have the defense. So it's important for this front office. They've realized that. How are they going to counter that? I think that they are going to be smart. I really do think that they're going to be strategic. I trust a lot of the things that they've done. And it's at least if there's any benefit when looking at the situation with these signings, is that the Knicks are learning very quick, very early in the first year of the contract with multiple of these players on the team that, they're probably not best to be here. So even if they have to dump them or go down a certain line, maybe get a trade that wouldn't be as favorable as what you'd hope it to be, the important part is how the front office really counters from their mistakes at the time last offseason. And I do think that they're going to do that. Thankfully, the Knicks seem like that they have an idea not to drag out guys that just are meant to be on this team for like years and years on end. I do think that they're going to part with some guys rather soon, and maybe even, of course, within the next hour or so.
Yeah, man, very well put. There's so many things that we can talk about, whether it's the previous free agency that we went through, what Leon Rose needs to do to fix that free agency class, because we all know it's not working at all. And that's the biggest issue right now, man. Leon Rose has to fix his mess that he created. And I saw a report as well that there's too many minds in disagreement. Too many, I forgot the words that they use, but Leon, listen, we got a lot of people in the front office, And I initially thought they were great because they were aligned on the same vision. They were all connecting together. And that's Leon Rose, Worldwide West, Scott Perry, and Tom Thibodeau. I mean, that's 4 guys that needs to be aligned on the same thing. And maybe they're not aligned. Maybe they're just thinking different opinions. Maybe they're thinking different visions. And that's what we're seeing right now. And that's called dysfunction. That's been the Knicks' problem for so damn long. And it's so frustrating that I'm even talking about this right now because last summer, I thought that this was all over. I thought we finally moved on from the dysfunctional franchise type of stuff. And now here we are today talking about the Knicks front office back to where it used to be. I'm not going to, panic yet. Hopefully 301 I will not be panicking. I will be saying thank you for making this trade because we needed that. We needed to shed this player. We needed to get rid of this player, yada yada yada. But man, we gotta make a move, guys. We gotta make a move. I don't know what it's going to be, whether it's moving on from Alec Burks, whether it's doing this. Listen, there are some positives to take away, and that's RJ Barrett. I cannot believe RJ Barrett is injured and he's going to be out tonight. But we're not going to talk about that because that got me so pissed that he was even in the game. Thank you, Tom Thibodeau. I really do appreciate that for keeping our guy in the game, or only positive piece to this damn team. And now we have to go up against the hottest team in the NBA outside of the Suns and the Golden State Warriors tonight. Oh, man. So, guys, let me know in the chat. You're in a fantasy world, what's your realistic trade scenario that you want to see the Knicks do right now? Realistic. Obviously, don't say, oh, I want, I don't know, the craziest player in the world. That's very unrealistic. I want to hear some realistic trade scenarios, and we'll see if any of you guys are onto something. See if anybody knows what they're talking about. So by the time the trade happens, hopefully, we can see if who's right or wrong. So the full trade details between the Celtics and the Spurs. The Celtics got Derek White. The Spurs got Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, and a first-round pick. Wow. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm just sitting here waiting, guys. I don't know about you. Carl wants Randle for De'Aaron Fox. Carter wants Burks, Noel, and Fournier for Westbrook.
Oh, my God. This Westbrook talk.
I don't know. There's a lot of Westbrook talk with the Knicks. I don't think that's realistic. I don't know if Westbrook... I don't know. The only good thing about this trade is it takes the contracts of Fournier, Noel, and Burks off the table, and I think Westbrook's a free agent. So, in the summer, Westbrook won't be here.
Yeah.
That's, the only positive to it, but I don't really want to see Westbrook throw bricks in the garden. Ben Simmons, what's up? Says trade Randle, Fournier, and Kemba to Lakers for Westbrook and a 2027 first-round pick. Westbrook can be used as salary relief. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said. I could see this happening. Obviously, we're not getting Westbrook to, make the playoffs this year. It's not a move all right, Westbrook, help us out. We're going to the play-in tournament. This is more of a salary relief type of deal. So what's your thoughts about this scenario that some people in the chat are talking about, giving up, some veterans and some players for Westbrook to give more of a salary cap relief more than Westbrook being a Knick?
I understand the thought process behind it. And if the Knicks are going to commit to, we're going down this year and we're going to try to get a nice draft pick, then okay. My honest concern, however, is that if you went after Westbrook, he just becomes prime Westbrook for no damn reason and just gets the Knicks on a run enough where it messes up draft positioning. And of course they don't do anything.
Oh, wait, and I was wrong. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Westbrook actually is on the books next year. And he's earned $47 million next year. What?
Unless you can properly flip him, I just don't see.
Yeah, stay away from Westbrook, bro. I do not want to be paying Westbrook $47 million to be putting up bricks and having a game of 35, 15, and 10, and the next game this. You know what I mean? No, we don't need that.
Don't get me wrong. Westbrook's been such a great player his entire career, but that man just can't shoot. He just can't shoot.
All right, a report about the Brooklyn Nets, what they're trying to do now. Wait, where'd it go? I just had it. They're trying to flip. Where did that go? Damn, Twitter refreshing without me wanting it to. They're trying to flip the 2 first-round picks for Anybody see it? Because I had it and now it's not on my feed anymore. Where did it go, bro? Did they delete it or something? Well, I hate that I'm even talking about the Brooklyn Nets. I don't care.
I know.
I don't care about the Brooklyn Nets. You know, I don't even want to talk about them.
DeJounte Murray is upset that Derek White got traded. He tweeted, "What the
No
fuck?"
way.
Of the Kevin Hart meme.
Come to New York, baby.
Yeah. And then Embiid tweeted, which is actually pretty funny, of the meme of the guy where he's like at the funeral. That one's funny.
I gotta show this. So this is DeJounte Murray's thoughts about the Spurs trade with the Boston Celtics. Maybe he's getting a little disgruntled. Maybe he's like, all right, I want to go to the big market.
Give me him now, please. I'll take Murray any day of the week. He's so
Fournier, Kemba, Burks, Nerlens, and a couple first-round picks. And maybe we have to throw in a young player. I don't know which young player I want to give up. I love all these young players. I love all these young players, but would have to give up some.
There are a lot of things I would be willing
Jericho
to do.
Sims and Rokas Jakubaitis. There. Done. Bring in Murray. This is Murray's reaction to the trade. So we got a lot of people in this stream right now. Welcome in, guys. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. I post Knicks content after every single game. I go live throughout the season. I give you guys reports on any rumors coming out. There's a lot of stuff here on Knicks Media coming your way in the future. So don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you are indeed new to the channel. We're just getting started on today's stream. We got an hour and 15 minutes remaining until the trade deadline is up. Don't forget to smash that like button as well. Let's get to 100 likes. We got 79 likes with 280 people watching. So if you guys are just tuning in and do not smash that like button, don't forget to do so if you're enjoying the content from Tyler and myself, giving you guys our thoughts about all the latest news surrounding the NBA trade deadline, because there's a lot to get into, a lot to report about, a lot to talk about. And the unfortunate reality is there's nothing to talk about regarding the Knicks yet. Like, this is what I have to see. I don't care about this. This is what I have to see on my Twitter.
Isn't it hilarious how Kyrie, Harden, and KD played only 16 games together?
So insane. This is honestly a really good trade for the Nets, and I hate it. Like, it really is. They got rid of Harden.
The Nets have no future, though. Granted, they have these 2 first-round picks, but they're probably going to trade them. You know,
I know, man.
That's the thing about being these all-in teams, right? Like, if you don't just go all in, but if you don't win it all, it's a colossal failure, and you can't tell me otherwise. Think about the amount of picks they gave up for Harden originally. Everything about that deal was just insane.
Oh, man. So this is Daily Nick saying, Leon, at least find a way to make rotation spot for Cam Reddish. Leon Rose is sleeping. All right, guys. So we got to figure out a way to, spice this up. So we're on Twitter. We're all sitting here waiting for some type of move to be made. Let's get into the chat. What do you guys want to talk about? Because this is pretty nuts that there's no Knicks news to be reporting about. I expected to be live with you guys and talking about some Knicks news, some Knicks live reactions to some crazy trades, but it's all about reacting to the NBA trades around the league. And that's what's really frustrating me right now, that we're not even talking about some news about the Knicks. So now the Brooklyn Nets are interested in getting Miles Turner. So that's a report.
Oh my God. Please stop.
This is so ridiculous. I'm trying to get some news about the Knicks for you guys on Twitter so we can all have our own reactions to it. And nothing seems to be coming our way. Nothing seems to be coming our way. Bring Murray to the Knicks. That's all I got to say. And we got Knicks Friday Night Knicks guy spreading some rumors, some fake news as always. Wouldn't be a trade deadline without it. Listen, guys, I'm just trying to refresh Twitter, figure out a way to get some type of Knicks news, and it doesn't seem like it's happening. Nobody wants Knicks players. That's a problem. Nets are trying to flip Claxton and the 2 first-round picks from Philly for Miles Turner. That's pretty ridiculous if they do that.
Oh, my.
If the Knicks don't make a trade, I'm going to be mighty upset. Me too, Mikey. I'm here with you, man. There's no way the Knicks make a trade. I sure hope they do. Burks, Kemba, and Noel for Spida. Listen, that is very unrealistic, but I wish. If we wanted to trade for Donovan Mitchell, we'd have to go out there and trade literally our entire farm and give up so many draft picks. I mean, that is an ascending superstar in the making. Oh, gosh. So, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just sitting here patiently like you guys waiting to see some news, and there are none. And tonight we got a game against the hottest team in the NBA in the Golden State Warriors. Without RJ Barrett, it's probably going to be the most unwatchable.
Warriors got shut down yesterday that I watched that entire game against the Jazz. My God, they Jazz completely shut the door on them.
Yeah, my guy Zach Wilson was sitting courtside at that game.
Of course he was.
The Utah native. So this is the report here. We all know about this already. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So more non-Knicks news. Celtics remain engaged in Dennis Schroeder trade talks. So the teams around the league are interested in Dennis Schroeder. I saw that the Lakers are interested in him, which is funny because the Lakers offered him that big contract and he neglected it for no reason.
Yeah, I know. That was a stupid move. I remember when that happened.
Jay King says next year is going to be the year for trades, I guess. It's been a trend for years with teams only wanting expired contract in return for stars. I guess that is the problem with the Knicks right now is we do not have any expiring contracts available for trades besides Mitchell Robinson.
They're all like new, like Nerlens a new deal. Burks, I'm pretty sure is a new deal, right?
Yeah.
And Kemba, Fournier, not looking good on that front. And that's why, if you can just really dump them, I'm not against doing that. The Knicks are in a prime spot, at least, where they have a plethora of young talent that has proven in just flashes that they can be effective and that they can give us potentially, more of a consistent impact than guys that are unfortunately in our starting rotation.
So, Colin Sexton's interesting. I think he's a free agent this year. He is coming off, being out for the season with a torn ACL, I believe, or MCL. Definitely tore up his knee somewhere. He could be a target for the Knicks. I love Colin Sexton. It's pretty crazy what the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing without Colin Sexton being out there. Garland is playing crazy basketball. He's an all-star.
He's definitely an enticing guy to go after.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think that the Knicks are going to trade for him right now because he's a free agent and he's out for the rest of the season. But definitely a free agent target. Trade Randle to the Nets. Not going to happen, unfortunately, for you, man. How about Porzingis? Yeah, trade for Porzingis. That's the move they made.
I saw rumblings of KP with who was it? Was it the Raptors? I think it was the Raptors, but that was before Dragic got traded, I think.
Yeah, bro. This is so...
Speaking of Dragic, there he is.
Yeah, I just keep scrolling through Twitter, waiting to see any type of report about the Knicks, and there's nothing to be talking about, guys. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I really thought this was going to be a stream where we'll be talking about big-time moves and big-time trades after trades, but there is not. So, guys, we hit over 100 likes. I appreciate everybody tuning in.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go. So, the unfortunate thing is, the only thing that we're talking about right now is this damn trade, is the Brooklyn Nets and the Sixers blockbuster. So let's all predict what's going to happen with the Knicks. Let's all predict it. I predict that Alec Burks gets traded to the Lakers. So here's a report again about the Brooklyn Nets being interested in Miles Turner. Oh my God. What the heck is happening? What's happening, man? Is Quickly tradable for you guys? Emmanuel Quickly is definitely having a sophomore slump right now. He is in a little funk. I think that right now you got to be able to keep everything. You got to keep your mind open for everybody. I think everybody should be tradable except for RJ Barrett, in my opinion. He's someone that you need to give the rookie contract extension this offseason. And then guys like Quickly, maybe even a guy like Grimes. I don't know. I don't want to trade them, but we need to make some type of move. If I'm the Knicks, I don't trade any of the young pieces right now. I try to move the veterans just for draft picks and then move forward with the young core so we can free up some players here. Look, I made this tweet a couple days ago. Let me see if I can bring it up here. Here. This is my biggest. This is what I want to see, guys. Let me know if you agree in the chat with this tweet that I made a couple days ago. I said that this is the rotation I would like to see after the trade deadline. Obviously, we'd have to get some players in return, but still play the kids. Starters, RJ Barrett, Derrick Rose, Cam Reddish, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. Coming off the bench, Emmanuel Quickly, Deuce, Grimes, Obi, Jericho Sims. This is my dream scenario. Obviously, this is not a scenario where we're going to be trying to go all in for the playoffs this year. This is kind of a developmental rest of the season. So, Tyler, what's your thoughts about this scenario? This obviously means we trade Alec Burks, we trade Fournier, we trade Kemba Walker, and we probably either get somebody in return that's like a buyout situation, or we just get draft picks in return. Obviously, this is not going to be realistic because we're going to get some type of player in return that's going to be probably in the rotation. But what's your thoughts about this hypothetical scenario?
I mean, I'm for it because I want to see guys like Cam get more playing time. I want to see guys, of course, like, Deuce, especially, and Obi. Like, those guys I want to see get a lot more playing time on a consistent basis, especially McBride. I feel like he has been so snubbed this year for a Knicks team that hasn't had any solidified guards. Let's not play a guy that clearly has young, promising potential. And Grimes, I know that is thankfully on Tibbs's positive side. He has been in the starting rotation for multiple games for the Knicks, and I like Grimes a bit. I think that he's a guy that's going to continue to thrive, but I know that it's always nerve-wracking, especially for a team in New York, to try to bank on what they have built through the draft, especially with these guys all being young and having a lot of inexperience. But there's reasons why we pick these guys at the end of the day. I think it's important that you give them proper playing time versus just giving them shelter minutes, when in reality, the impact that they're making, like Obi especially, I really think that you can get a lot of benefit by rolling out what you proposed here. Now, I don't think it's going to happen, not just because of the head coach the Knicks have, but just because of them kind of in a limbo on what their direction is right now. But I'm definitely not against you wanting to be for the youth movement. I think that's the best way to try to move forward. And then you reassess things a little bit in the offseason.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, man. Nick's tape says, I can see Quickly and Deuce being packaged. Barrett, Toppin, Grimes, Mitch are our top 4 dogs. Hard to see them go. I mean, at this point, you just don't know who's untouchable because the entire team is not clicking together. Like I said earlier, I think RJ is the only man that I think is 100% untouchable. Jay King says, love that. Big stumbling block in place for the rotation to become a reality, though. Tibbs, LOL. He is the right coach for that model. He just doesn't trust the young players enough. Yeah, Jay King, you bring up a very good point. The problem with this reality is Tom Thibodeau is all about playing veterans. He's never on board of playing the young kids. He's not really a developmental coach. He's more of a win-now coach. And that's the unfortunate reality when it comes to this hypothetical scenario. I agree, Jay King. Kelvin's in the chat. What's up, my man? Let's hope we can trade some of these old heads for anyone else. Kelvin, I agree. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. One of the biggest loyal Knicks media subscribers here on the channel. Appreciate you tuning in, Kelvin. Mike says, start Obi. Trade Julius, Burks, Kemba for Cole Anthony. I don't think the Orlando Magic will be trading Cole Anthony. I think he's a big piece to their future.
The Magic don't have anything. Why are you going to trade away your best young star?
Yeah, exactly. There was a very crazy rumor that I don't really think is going to happen, that the Knicks are interested in Mo Bamba.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I mean,
I don't know. Bring him home, maybe.
It would be pretty dope, though, to see Sheck West just come out of nowhere and start doing Mo Bamba again. The Queens native. That'd be cool.
Yeah, baby. That'd be sick.
Let's see. A small trade did just happen. The Pacers are finalizing a trade to send Torrey Craig to the Suns for Jalen Smith and a future second-round pick.
Oh, cool. Another trade that has nothing to do with the Knicks. So we're getting a crunch time, ladies and gentlemen. It is officially 60 minutes remaining until the NBA trade deadline. Now, this is where things start to get interesting because we're going to be live refreshing Twitter with you guys, and all of a sudden, I don't know. I think the only thing that's possibly going to happen is like Johnny says right here, Raptors, Lakers, Knicks multi-trade. That's like the last piece of news that we got. That the Knicks are trying to pursue this. I hope that's the case, but I really do not want to give up Cam Reddish. Like, if we can trade Burks, if we can trade Fournier, if we can trade Kemba, those three guys, sayonara. If we don't, Fournier's been growing on me a little bit. He has been playing really good basketball as of late. So if we did keep him, okay, I'm about it. But at the same time, I would love to trade him, if that makes sense. He's like the one of those three veterans that if I were to choose out of the three to keep, it'd be Fournier. Because Burks has been probably grown on me as my least favorite Knick as of late.
Yeah, he's so frustrating. I mean,
he does the same thing every time. He drives into the paint, tries to draw contact, and he goes to the free throw line. He is productive at some points, but
Fournier's was so inconsistent this season. Thankfully, he's been on a nice stretch over these past how many games, and that's also went in hand with him doing better mid-range. That's something that I've noticed quite a bit too, because he struggled with that a lot earlier in the season. I felt like
with who?
With Fournier. He's done a lot better at that mid-range shot down.
Yeah, and attacking the paint and putting up those little floaters.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Kelvin. You're the man. Appreciate you. He plays hero defense. Yeah, I agree, man. That's the thing about Fournier. He's really terrible on-ball defense, and there's no sugarcoating that. The only value he brings on defense is his stealing ability. He doesn't get into the passing lanes and does get a bunch of steals, but at the end of the day, that does not, make up for the fact that he's a liability when it comes to the defense. Pick and roll defense is terrible. He gets sized up a lot. I agree. That could be a big reason why the Knicks defense has been completely regressed. All right. So we're going to refresh Twitter together and see if there's a mate. Oh, this is us right now. This is all of us right now, guys.
By the way, are you following any lists? Because I know I'm following an NBA sources list on Twitter. That way it has like everything there in case you didn't know that. Yeah, if you go to show more, it'll probably pop up.
Let's see.
It's just called NBA sources. There's like over 7,000 followers. It has all the main
Twitter
people that you would want.
NBA writers.
There's multiple kinds though. So general NBA, that might be good too. Like, I think any of those would work. You just want to make sure that you have the main sources in there.
I'll do Knicks. I don't know why I'm not following that already. All right, so we're getting into crunch time, ladies and gentlemen. And this is how we're all feeling. Man. Did the Knicks do anything? No, not yet. Not yet. You hear that I said yet? Because we're going to make a move, guys. We're going to make a move, I promise. And if we don't, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know. I really don't. Elliot says, I wouldn't trade Randle because if the Knicks get a true point guard and get the ball out of Randle's hands, Randle will be much more productive. Elliot, I could not agree more with you. This is what I said earlier in the stream. If you were not here, when we talked about the potential of trading Randle, I said the biggest issue with Julius Randle right now is he does not have a point guard and he is not a number one option on a true playoff caliber team. We need to get somebody that can be a floor general, take pressure off of him. That's going to unlock Julius Randle because we can all agree that Randle is a very talented player in this league, but he's not a superstar. I think we all knew that. He's somebody that needs a floor general, needs somebody to take the pressure off of him, and that is a true point guard. So the unfortunate part is, who is that true point guard that we're getting? Where are we going to get him? Is it free agency? Is it the trade market? Is it the draft? We do not know how we're getting this point guard. It's all hypotheticals right now. So Knicks fans, I'm sorry to break the news to you, but Julius Randle is not going anywhere, at least at this trade deadline.
It seems that way right now, until proven otherwise, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could be completely wrong. All of a sudden, we can get breaking news: Randle traded for whoever. But if I had to guess, he's not going to be moved at 3. I think the people that will be moved is Burks, is a Fournier, and potentially a Kemba, maybe a Nerlens, maybe Cam Reddish. Not that I want to see, not that I want to say that, but we're seeing rumors that teams are interested in him. All right, refreshing Twitter together. Here we go. Oh, cool. I get to see this more of this nonsense. I don't care about these teams. Wait, what is this? Who has the better big 2.5? Oh, that's funny, actually. Better 2.5.
That's actually pretty. That is pretty funny.
I didn't get the tweet at first.
I really hope that the Nets and the Lakers continue their downfall, so we can kind of make teams start to realize that super teams isn't always going to work. You know, it's been such a wave for a bit now, but let's see that if this can start to die off. You know, like look at what just happened with Harden. Let's see what the Sixers do. Like,
yeah, it's crazy because
honestly,
the Brooklyn Nets were collapsing. The Brooklyn Nets were terrible, and they pivoted and made a big time move. That's probably going to benefit them if I had to guess. Now the Knicks, we're trending down. We've lost 6 of our last 7 games. We're out of the playoffs by a long slide, and we're nowhere to be found. We're not even making any type of moves. Oh, here we go. Is this real? Sources: the Knicks are close to some deals. They're looking to move 1, 2, or 3 of veterans. Knicks are looking to have cap space this summer. Now, who is this guy though? I mean, who the hell is NBA Trade Report?
I saw that. Didn't I send you that exact tweet earlier?
This was 3 minutes ago.
Look, I swear there's an identical tweet to that from a couple hours ago that someone just copied and pasted.
That's why I don't trust this.
Yeah. No, this is from, Brian Windhurst on ESPN Radio this morning. That was this morning at 9 a.m. The Knicks are close on some deals. They're looking to move 1, 2, or 3 of the veterans. Knicks are looking to have cap space this summer. So it's no different than what was reported this morning. So
yeah, so this is
not anything new.
This is an old report from this morning from Brian Windhurst. So this is the only thing that we can hold on to. Hey man, maybe we do have the point guard of the future. Deuce McBride, baby. Thanks for reminding me. The problem with Deuce McBride, it's not him. It's the coaches not giving him a chance to play. If I was the Knicks, I'd be like, all right, we're 4 games out of the play-in tournament. We're obviously not going to the playoffs this year. Let's trade the veterans, hand the keys to the youth. Because, guys, the biggest difference from the Knicks this year to the Knicks in the past years when we say, quote, play the kids, is now we actually have the kids that have potential.
Yeah, right?
Have they're
quality kids.
We have RJ Barrett. We have Cam Reddish. We have Quickly. We have Obi. We have Grimes. We have Deuce. We have Jericho. I mean, those are 7 guys that I'm comfortable with getting real big-time minutes to develop for the future. 3 or 4 years ago when we were playing the kids, we had Frank Ntilikina. We had Kevin Knox. We actually have real big-time pieces on this team. Maybe the only star potential of that group is RJ Barrett, but all the other guys are more like rotational pieces that could be here for the future, man. Come on. It's not that hard. I keep thinking about watching Oh, here we go. Tom Thibodeau says RJ Barrett is day-to-day with the ankle sprain. Barrett is listed as doubtful for tonight's game against the Warriors. All right, so at least it's not serious with RJ's injury. That's good news. This isn't trade rumors. Obviously, this is something about the Knicks tonight. It's funny because I was just about to say before this tweet popped up that tonight's Knicks game is going to be brutal to watch because RJ Barrett's not playing and we're versing the Golden State Warriors. It's a good opportunity for Cam Reddish, though. I wonder if he's going to start because Grimes is still potentially out. So if Grimes and RJ's out, what's the starters going to be? Oh, let me guess. It's going to be, if there's no trades, it's going to be Kemba, Fournier, Burks, Randle, and Taj Gibson. I want to throw up, guys. I can't believe that's even possible.
I just want them to be traded so I don't have to see them tonight, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, my God. Did you guys just hear that hypothetical rotation for tonight? Because Mitchell Robinson is questionable tonight. Nerlens Noel is questionable tonight. So if we do not make any trades, this could be the starting lineup tonight. And I'm sorry to spark fear into you guys, but this is where we're at. Kemba Walker at the 1, Fournier, Burks, Randle, Taj Gibson. That is the ugliest starting 5. Please do not make sure that happens. Oh my gosh. Tom Thibodeau, I've defended you for a long time. But when you cross the line and injure my favorite player with RJ Barrett, it wasn't your fault he was injured, but it kind of was. Because why was he in the game with 15 seconds left when we're down by 15 points? I don't know. You ran Derrick Rose into the ground in Chicago. You ran Jimmy Butler down. You're known to be a coach to just run these players into the dirt. But when it comes to RJ Barrett, that better not happen, man. That's all I got to say. Play the kids indeed.
Got to play the kids.
Grimes is playing tonight. I hope so, man. He's questionable, so there's no official word on that yet.
Yeah, I hope Grimes is back tonight too. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, I want a Cam Reddish and Grimes minutes tonight.
Preach. Got a yawn there. My mistake.
Oh no, Quentin Grimes is playing. Quentin Grimes is ready to play.
Good.
And he's going to start for Barrett. Okay,
That's good.
So Grimes is starting.
Awesome. That I'm okay with.
RJ's been downgraded to out in a span of 2 seconds.
As soon as he announced day to day, that means he's out for tonight.
Mitch sounds likely. Nerlens sounds unlikely.
Okay.
We need Mitch back.
Yeah, Mitch just needed a game off after carrying us. We're at almost 20-20. Ridiculous.
Literally, bro. Oh my gosh. Okay, so clock is ticking, ladies and gentlemen. We got less than 50 minutes until we find out what's happening, man.
I'm getting tired. That's when you know it sucks. There's nothing going on.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
You don't have to apologize about anything. You know?
Thibodeau says at shoot around he will hear from Leon Rose if something gets close this hour. But I like our guys, says Tibbs.
Why wouldn't he like the guys?
Yeah, I mean, Steve Nash said that Harden's not being traded.
Yeah, I know.
So we can't listen to head coaches. All right, guys. I'm still just refreshing Twitter like you guys are on your phones or your laptops or whatever you're doing, so we can all react to a Knicks trade together. When it will happen, I don't know. But the really big frustrating piece to this whole thing right now for me is there's no momentum towards a deal. There's no reports about something happening.
I really hope that just something drops out of nowhere. Because let's be honest, not a lot of the deals that have been reported, we didn't see much build up to them. Let's be fair. Outside of the Nets and the Sixers, how many deals did we see as a gradual build up? We didn't. Same thing with the Pacers and the Canes. Same thing with basically every trade that's happened today. Feels like when it happens, it happens. There hasn't been much prior to that.
Yeah.
Publicly, I should say.
You're right, man. We do not know if something's going to happen out of nowhere. But one thing's for certain: if there is no trade to be made from the Knicks today, there's going to be a lot of problems. A lot of problems. From me, from the entire Knicks community. You thought Knicks Twitter was toxic? Woo! Just wait till we get through the trade deadline and there's no trade.
Here's my hot take. Grimes is going to drop at least 20 tonight.
30? Kidding me?
30?
I mean, his first ever career start, he had 27 against the Bucks.
That's true.
You never know. Here's Kenny wanting the Bulls to make a move. What do you mean? The Bulls are in first place, bro. I don't think they're in first anymore.
What kind of move would the Bulls make? Because Lonzo's still out. I don't know when he's supposed to be back.
Yeah, they're banged up, the Bulls. That's the unfortunate part about the Bulls.
And they still had a pretty impressive win yesterday over Charlotte. And oh my God, LaMelo Ball. That was one of the first games I got to watch him fully this year. He's a problem. He's a damn problem. LaMelo's legit. He's ridiculous.
All right, yo, Ian Begley, do we care about Brooklyn? No. Okay, you're the Knicks guy. Stop reporting about Brooklyn. God.
It's New York. I know. I get pissed off when Mets reporters are talking Yankees too. It's come on, stop.
Yeah, let's talk about the Knicks. That's all that matters right now. There's literally nothing to talk about, guys. There's nothing to talk about.
Oh my God, the Stephen A. Smith burner is thriving right now.
We can go to the lead GM topic. It's funny. Everybody clowning LeBron because the Lakers team that he assembled is absolutely trash. Oh gosh. Guys, we have 45 minutes remaining until a trade or no trade happens. Noel and Kemba needs to go. I agree. Man, if the Knicks don't get rid of at least Burks and Kemba, I'm going to be mad. I agree, Michael. Elliot says 100% accurate on something. I forgot what we're talking about. Who's really left that's going to change anything on our team? Only person is Russ, and he's been playing horrible unless he's just that bad fit for the Lakers. I personally think that the trade I want to see happen for the Knicks is not really getting a big-time player in return to help us out. It's more getting rid of some veterans to open up roster spots for the young players to play. That's really where I'm at right now. Like, if we can move Alec Burks and Kemba for like a second, like 2 seconds or something, like, I don't care what the draft compensation is. Just get them off the roster because they're not playing winning basketball and they're not playing good together.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Facts.
We need to trade for picks. Exactly. Like, trade for picks. It's not that hard. There has to be a team out there that's trying to add some veterans. I mean, Alec Burks would provide an impact on a win-now team. I think that he's a good veteran. He can do a lot of things. It's not like Alec Burks is a terrible basketball player. I mean, Burks did a lot of great things for the Knicks last year. And
He's just overutilized. That's
like,
the
he's
issue.
not a point guard. That's what it is. He's not a point guard, Tom Thibodeau.
And same thing with how IQ's been utilized this year. It's not just a sophomore slump. He hasn't been able to play his natural position a lot.
Yeah, I mean, quickly calls himself a point guard. He wants to be known as a point guard. He played point guard in high school. He played point guard a lot in his life. And I feel like ever since D Rose is not playing next to him as that combo guard, that's been his issue. He's just really trying to be a playmaker more than being a natural scorer. And you're right, it's just not really working for him. Knicks get Zion. Yeah, I wish, even though he's not healthy.
Is there any timetable on him?
I have no idea.
Because the Pels acted this year as if, they're trying to make some type of impact.
I mean, he has to play eventually.
And the Kings trade earlier was so interesting to get DiVincenzo. I'm so glad that they got rid of Bagley so Bagley can actually, perform, because they ruined the start of his career. You can't tell me otherwise. But
that's the craziest thing, that trade, man. Not the Bagley trade, I'm sorry, but the Tyrese Halliburton to Pacers.
Yeah, I know.
I cannot believe the Kings traded Halliburton, bro. You see the Kings fans, they are in shambles. They are in disbelief that they traded that man, because I remember so many Knicks fans are so upset that we drafted Obi Toppin over Halliburton, because Halliburton would be an absolute stud for the Knicks. We need a point guard like him desperately. And the fact that they moved on from Halliburton shows that they're not moving on from De'Aaron Fox. So it was one or the other of Halliburton or Fox is the future point guard of that team.
And it seems like the belief between justifying parting ways with Halliburton, which, again, you really can't if you just look at the guy's numbers. Like, even if you don't watch him, if you just look from afar, you can tell he's legit. But is Davion Mitchell, because of how much he's progressed over the past couple of weeks. That apparently has been an X factor into why they were willing to part with Halliburton, which I think is going to really come back to bite them in the ass, because Halliburton's on a pace to do things that only Steph Curry has done career-wise. So,
yeah, man.
I mean,
I just don't get it. The Knicks should get Fox from Sacktown somehow. I agree. I don't know how.
I would lose my mind if the Knicks can somehow land Fox. I mean, he's exactly the type of young guard I want the Knicks to get. Someone that is still very much young in his prime and can continue to thrive. Having a little bit of shooting-wise hasn't been great this year. Definitely he's had his struggles, but still someone then that his overall ability, I think, would just be tremendous for this Knicks team. I think he would be awesome. I really do.
Brooklyn could be pursuing Jeremy Grant. I don't care about these Brooklyn reports. I don't even want to talk about them because they're really freaking out. They're really making me freak out, guys. You just see, like, an entire Knicks Twitter community is freaking out, as well as myself, as well as everyone in the chat.
It sounds like us being normal Knicks fans right now.
Steve Popper says all the Knicks are at shoot-around today. 42 minutes to go. I don't like that report. I don't like knowing that every single player is just comfortably, hey, we're safe. We're not going anywhere. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. I want to trade so bad. Me too, bro.
Richie, I'll be right back. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
The trade deadline is at 3 p.m. Eastern, Javier. So we have 40 minutes until the deadline is all wrapped up. I would love for the Knicks to trade for Murray, bro. Absolutely love it. Knicks starting lineup should be McBride, Grimes, Reddish, Randle, and Obi at the 5. Is this with RJ being injured? Because obviously RJ needs to start, But hey, replace Reddish with RJ and then have Reddish off the bench. Would love that. Even though the rim protection would be absolutely atrocious. I love the Randle and Obi back playing together, but I just don't know if rebounding and protecting the paint will benefit us. But hey, nothing that we're doing now is working, so do something creative. This trade ain't happening. I can't believe they wouldn't make one single move. I agree. Tibbs is making my soul itch big time. I like this. Me too, bro. Me too. I was a big Tom Thibodeau believer, big time supporter of his, but he's making me very frustrated as of late. I don't see anything that's gonna happen, man. I really don't. Like, what do we do, bro? What to do? All right, we're gonna refresh Twitter one last time and see if there's a big time move to be made. Nope. It's just Ian Begley reporting about Brooklyn. If we know that he's reporting about Brooklyn, nothing to do with the Knicks, we know that nothing's gonna happen, you know? It's over, Richie. Nothing gonna happen, just like last year. Dude, have some optimism. Don't lose hope, guys. Don't lose hope. Hold the hope. Okay? I'm going to have the hope for you guys until the deadline, until I'm proven otherwise. Is it time to think that Rose is also part of the problem? It's about Derrick Rose or Leon Rose? I don't think you can say Derrick Rose is part of the problem, so you're probably talking about Leon Rose. Hey, he has one good year under his belt. Now he has a half a year of terrible under his belt. So, hey, he definitely deserves some criticism. Yeah, Leon Rose, I assume that's who you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, everyone needs to be held accountable. There's also people in the front office like Scott Perry and Will Wide West that needs to be, I feel like those guys are just, for some reason, not connecting or aligned on a vision for this team. And that's the biggest frustrating part. Montrezl Harrell to Charlotte? Did that just break? Where'd you guys see that? I don't see Harrell to Charlotte. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yep, there it is. Wow. So Washington is finalizing sending Montrezl Harrell to Charlotte.
Oh,
so,
that's a good move for Charlotte. I don't even know it's going the other way, but I think that's a good move.
Yeah, for sure. What the hell? What the hell's happening? I love how everything is this. Oh my god. It's like, of course, that Knicks Twitter found a picture of Leon Rose snoozing.
I know.
It's perfect.
All we can do is laugh right now, man.
So the trade was for Carey and Ish Smith. Wow. That's pretty interesting. Let's see. Ish Smith back to Washington. I remember he always kills the Knicks. All right. This is who we want, guys. This is who we want. Bring Murray to the Knicks. Listen, I'm going to bring the optimistic approach that the Knicks will make a trade until proven otherwise. You guys can continue to doubt the Knicks, which I do not blame you. And we're going to make a trade by 3.
Look at the Murray. I love that. That's hilarious.
Oh, my gosh. I just don't like seeing this tweet at all.
I know. It pisses me off, too. It honestly does.
All right. I'm tweeting. Make a move, Leon! That's me tweeting, telling him to make a move. Maybe he was on Twitter and he sees that and he's like, oh, Knicks media wants me to make a move. All right. I'll trade Burks.
Can deals happen if they're already in negotiation after 3?
Wizards are trading Aaron Holiday to Phoenix. Wow, Washington's busy right now.
Wizards are unloading everyone. Smart.
Yeah, because now Bradley Beal's out for the season, which is big.
They got to get rid of. They're gonna keep Kuzma, I'd imagine.
Yeah, they said everybody's available for trade besides Kuzma and Beal.
All right, so where's Dinwiddie gonna go then?
Yeah, that's the big piece that people are speculating about.
I liked Dinwiddie back when he was with the Nets.
Yeah, I hated
They
him.
were. I know you hate it. I didn't dislike the Nets nearly as much as I dislike them now.
The only reason why I hated Dinwiddie is because he always clowned the Knicks openly. Like, he always would tweet about the Knicks. He would always just make some dumb remarks about us. Like, all right, bro, we get it. Like, you're a good player on the Brooklyn Nets, and we sucked at the time, okay?
Yeah, no, that makes sense why you don't like him. I don't blame you.
There's a lot of tweets. Like, Knicks Twitter would understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, my battery's going to die. So how much time is left? So the Suns are active. Do you know what two teams that are not active that have probably one of the most passionate fan bases in the league is the Knicks and the Lakers? The Lakers are.
Yeah, that's honestly concerning. That's concerning. Are we really gonna get Russ?
Not even that, but they both like haven't made a move yet. You know, like the Lakers.
LeBron's on like 10 different phones right now.
Yeah, Lid GM is trying to do something, and nothing's going his way at all. And they're trying to move Westbrook big time, and I feel like the Knicks are gonna hopefully not be the team to take him. All right, so we're approaching 30 minutes to go. Oh my gosh. This is how I feel.
That's where we're at.
Here we go. We got Robert Randolph, like, just tweeting nonsense. Like, this guy is nuts. This guy has to
Dude, I remember him from last trade deadline. He's
like, what are you doing?
We'll be in the Knicks next season for free.
Hey, I would like this. This basically means that the Knicks will get Brunson in free agency. I would like that to happen, but maybe that is what will happen. I don't know. But we don't have any cap. Like, the only way that happens if we trade some players like a Burks or a Fournier to get cap for that. We don't have the finances to afford him. Wow, I can't believe we're here and we're just seeing all of these teams making moves but us, guys. All of these teams making moves.
Bro, I completely forgot that Kyrie played with Seth. I obviously know that Kyrie played at Duke. I watched him, but I completely forgot that they were together.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that too.
So now they're rekindling that relationship because they just saw it on Twitter. Completely forgot about that.
Now the Brooklyn Nets made a good trade. Like, I don't like that trade for the Sixers at all. Eric says, trade IQ, Randall, McBride, 2 firsts and 2 seconds to OKC for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the offseason. It's a pipe dream, I know, but it's my pipe dream. That's a lot you're giving up for him.
Wait, trade IQ, Randall, McBride, 2 firsts and 2 seconds. SGA? SGA would be amazing.
He would.
That's a lot, though.
That's a lot you're giving up, though.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. Like, I don't know. I would not want to give up Randall in this situation at all, actually, because I feel like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with Randall and RJ would be a big-time upgrade. Like I said, Randall's missing a point guard to unleash his abilities.
No, it's a great point. I mean, look, we've been critiquing Randall a lot, but without Rose, you can clearly tell that that's been a detriment to this team throughout the season.
Randall's playing his best basketball last year with Rose and Elfrid Payton somehow. Elfrid Payton, like, do we miss Elfrid Payton? Do we need to go trade for Payton, guys? Is he the missing piece to this? It's a joke. Please don't take me seriously. He says the whole Reddish situation, how the front office got him, even though they were apparently split and Tibbs didn't want him, screams incompetency to me. Facts. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, it's concerning because that's a clear sign of them not being on the same page. And obviously, if they're not on the same page, how much time does it have, you know? And it's really hard to evaluate him because he really is stubborn. He's that minded coach that will, of course, favor the vets. And it really isn't blending now in a Knicks team that what they're trying to build from is not veteran leadership per se, but what they have through what they built through the draft. I think it's so easy to look at Tibbs and thank him, of course, for everything last year. It was an amazing run. It really was. But the Knicks have quickly come back to reality. And if this is going to be more of the constant, then obviously we need a reality check on what the future is going to be. I don't want vets that are not going to have a long-standing, long-term, or really even much of a positive impact getting constant time over young guns that very well could be having a more mid to longer term deal on this team and the core group of them trying to build a winner over these next how many years.
Facts, man. It really is unfortunate that this has to be happening. Like, we made a move already. We traded, like, imagine we did the Cam Reddish trade now.
It would be different. It would be very different. Yeah. But yeah, I just free Cam, man. Yeah, free Cam. Not in the sense of train him again, just in the sense of giving him playing time.
There's a point guard of the Knicks that has been going crazy in the G League, but Tibbs, for some reason, does not want to play him. Facts. And we saw Deuce McBride, who you were talking about, get minutes when we got rabid with COVID. He got big time minutes. I think he had a game with like 15 points, like 8 assists, and like 4 steals. Like, hey, yo, we got a young point guard on the roster that we could develop. It's just not playing. Which is why I want to make a move to trade some players to free up some roster spots. That's all I want.
Exactly, dude.
Wow, guys. This is crazy. I'm starting to lose hope. I'm starting to lose optimism. I'm starting to lose my ability to even believe in this Knicks team at all. What's happening, bro? I really don't know what to say, guys. I really don't. I'm sorry if like you're watching the stream and you're bored.
Because we're all in the same boat right now. Look, it is what it is, right? We're just waiting to see if something's going to happen or not. And if it doesn't, then it's a disappointment for sure.
Oh my God. Should we go to Jets Twitter or Mets Twitter and see what's going on elsewhere on the other side of... I'm just kidding. Wardy NYM, yeah. Matthew says. Yeah, man, this is the one and only.
How's it going, Matthew?
Guys, off topic, but if you're a big Mets fan and you don't know who this man is on the stream right now, make sure you check him out. It's Wardy NYM, best Mets YouTuber on the internet. So make sure you guys check him out for sure because...
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I just want to make everybody aware because obviously there's Yankees fans in the chat and there's some Mets fans and there's probably some Mets fans that are unaware that Wardy is a Mets YouTuber. So go check him out. Wardy NYM, baby. Let's do it.
Appreciate that. And also would appreciate if everyone could do themselves a favor by smashing that like button. Help the stream get to 200 likes if you guys are enjoying the follow on. I know that's anticlimactic. Can't even speak right now. To put it lightly, but that's not our doing. That's the Knicks doing, unfortunately. And also help my guy Richie over here who's doing amazing Knicks content. Help him get 8K subs for his next short-term goal. It's really, really close too. So all you got to do is smash those buttons. Makes a world of difference. And trust me, you won't regret it. Doing great things here on Knicks Media. And of course, if you guys are Jets fans, Jets Media, and plenty of other channels that he has to fill your sports needs.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that. Doing some great things over here. And we're just here right now trying to survive as Knicks fans, trying to survive all these together. Like I said, my apologies if it's anticlimactic and we're not, giving you guys all these breaking news. Blame Leon, not us. This is so crazy how this is real, man. Should we just watch Kevin Knox play Fortnite?
That would be more entertaining than this, right?
I saw a tweet earlier. It was like, why the Knicks lost the Kevin Knox trade, and it's like Knox just play Fortnite, murking on Fortnite. Cam Reddish can't do this. That's so funny. Oh my God, I'll never forget we drafted Knox and he had that Fortnite coat. That was nuts. So I'm starting to lose my sanity. If you guys couldn't tell, because we are approaching 25 minutes to go. And there is zero, and I mean zero traction towards a deal right now. That could change it in a blink of an eye very easily. But as we speak right now, nothing is going your way. Nothing is going our way. There's just trades happening left and right around the NBA, and the Knicks are doing nothing while we sit bottom of the Eastern Conference.
Bro, we're really
Here's a
not
Lakers report. Of course, there's a report about the non-Knicks report.
Of course, they're gonna get Terrence Ross.
So the Lakers are looking to get
God.
Terrence Ross. That's a move that the Lakers are trying to do.
Lakers are trash, man.
I'd be shocked if the Lakers and the Knicks both do nothing because they're both trash right now. You know? Like,
yeah.
The Lakers, they have championship aspirations because they have LeBron James, and they're always going to have championship aspirations. But the Knicks, we had playoff aspirations. We want to go to the second round, obviously. And both the Lakers and the Knicks are not even close to where they're at, where they expected to be, rather.
Yo,
so I'd
Ross
be shocked if both of them are not doing anything.
Ross is having a bad year, too.
Unless he versus the Knicks. Go look at
No, I know. The Knicks somehow lost like twice to the Magic, who like still feel like they only have single-digit wins this season. It's ridiculous. Don't gotta tell me twice.
Oh, wow. This is a big-time trade. Wizards are trading Spencer Dinwiddie to the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh.
What the hell? You feel
What's
me?
coming back? Ooh. Chris Stapps? That'd be hilarious if he got dealt.
Bro, this is so crazy.
Let's find out.
I told you, Wizards are trading everybody, bro. They're cleaning house.
They are. I'm glad. I'm for their sake. Not that it matters to me. Like I'm not a Wizards fan by any stretch, but they're smart. They're smart.
Oh my God, Chris Stapps is in it. Chris Stapps is a winner.
Yo, let's go.
Holy shit. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Kristaps Porzingis is now a Washington Wizard.
Who reported that? Where you see? Okay.
Mark Stein.
Yo, that's so funny. That's so
funny.
Wow.
That's crazy, everybody. Why am I reacting to a non-Knicks trade, though? Oh. Maybe this means Mavericks are trading Brunson. Now that they got Dinwiddie.
That's funny, dude.
Wow,
what, you think they might trade Brunson?
That's just me speculating. I mean, they got Spencer Dinwiddie, and they got Luka now. Obviously, they've had Luka.
That's a good.
Now
point.
let's go get Jalen Brunson from the Dallas Mavericks.
I mean, you'd have to think he becomes more expendable now, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I'm gonna start crying, everybody.
At the same time, though, are the Mavs just trying to make themselves like super deep?
Yeah,
that's the other thing too.
The Mavericks are trading Kristaps to the Wizards for a package center. For a package centered on defense. That's so crazy, bro. That came out of nowhere. Yeah, that's what Mark Berman says, the one and only. Porzingis is back in East for Dinwiddie. Dallas can now trade Brunson with more ease.
Why do I
All right, guys.
Porzingis is gonna murder us like every time he faces us, though.
Yeah, now he's back in the East.
Yeah, that feels inevitable too, though.
Oh,
like he's only gonna play like 10 games a year, but all those games are gonna be against the Knicks somehow.
That's so crazy. Knicks officially won the KP trade. Yes, we did. Not that it matters anymore, I guess, because we suck. So here's the trade summary.
Oh, Bertans goes too. Wow. That's interesting. It's very
All right, Leon. Get Brunson. That's the only guy I can see making a trade.
Now, a quick question. Who replaces Porzingis? Because I haven't been watching Dallas, like, religiously at all.
Me neither. I mean, they've had a lot of games without Porzingis. So
I know. So, like, who normally slots in?
I'm not even sure, man.
Let me look up, because I honestly don't know.
I really hate watching the Mavericks because of that reason.
I love Luka. I just don't watch them often, like what a normal casual fan would do. Let's see.
Are the Nets done? I don't know. I wouldn't say the Nets are done until they're done because they are looking to flip those 2 firsts for a Miles Turner or something. Please don't trade Mitch. I hope we do not trade Mitch. Powell.
Yeah, Powell's been at center, and then Reggie has been in a bit too.
They probably play small ball, I guess.
Yeah. Reggie's been having a good season.
He's actually having a really good stretch the past couple of
Yeah,
games.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, me too. I love Reggie.
Him and Theo need to come back.
And Frank. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Nah, Frank can stay. I'm sorry.
I just miss Frank and RJ doing cool pregame stuff. The French connection. All right, guys. So we are getting very close to the deadline. 20 minutes to go.
20 minutes. That's so funny.
Kristaps is gone.
No one's ever denied Kristaps' talent. The man just can't stay healthy.
Holy God. I'll never forget when the Knicks traded Kristaps. I was like at a loss for words. I did not expect that at the time.
Bro, if we get Brunson, I will. That'll be the meme from Uncut Gems. This is how I win. Like, I really hope that this trade is a precursor, the setup to potentially partnering with Brunson.
Max, I'm about to tweet him right now.
Him too.
We want Jalen Brunson. Bring Brunson. I think this is the only guy that the Knicks have potentially any connection to. Wow, this GIF is terrible. Quality. All right, so clock's ticking, guys. Clock is ticking. Almost 15 minutes to go, guys. So I think we can all agree that the Knicks have won the Kristaps trade, if there is any positive to come out of today. This is hilarious. I had to watch everyone clown the Knicks for trading away this golden goose in Kristaps Porzingis just for the Mavs to trade him away in year 3 of a 5-year, $158 million deal. By the way, one of the draft picks sent back to by Dallas was flipped for Quentin Grimes. It's true. I think we can officially say that the Knicks made the right decision to trade Kristaps, if we need any justification. But it doesn't make me feel satisfied at all right now, to be honest, because the Knicks are not doing anything. See, like, trades are coming out of nowhere, guys. I don't think anybody expected that to happen. All right, Leon Rose, he's trying to figure out some details. We need to do something. No fake news in the chat, guys. No fake news in the chat.
Yeah, that's always going to happen, especially leading up to the actual deadline, because we're a couple minutes away. Oh, man. Come on. Brunson would be Brunson is perfect.
I know.
He's perfect for what they need right now.
Here we go. Tyler's tweeting it out.
He was a blast to watch too. I remember when he played for Villanova. Pretty sure he won it all with Villanova too.
Yeah, man. It's either we wait for the free agency to get Brunson or we trade for him now. But the problem is we cannot wait to free agency for him if we don't have the cap space.
It's true.
Tim Ledger on Kristaps Porzingis. He's a unicorn because you hardly ever see him. That's funny. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Wouldn't you think that if they're going to be willing to part with Brunson now with Dinwiddie, that they would, of course, want to part with him where they can get a return versus just him walking in free agency, right? Like,
yeah,
if that's their mindset, then the Knicks need to jump on this if they haven't already.
And they have 15 damn minutes.
And the Knicks have everything that they would want, and the Knicks would just have to unload a contract.
Yeah,
obviously.
get Reggie and Brunson back and Theo, and then send them Burks and send them Kemba and a couple picks, and it's all said and done, baby.
I think Fournier would actually do really well there too.
He would. Imagine Fournier and Reggie on the same team because we basically replaced Fournier, or we replaced Reggie with Fournier.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right. The Mavericks took back two contracts far from team friendly to make the deal happen, but add an additional ball handler as they've been searching for in Dinwiddie, and now must get Bertans back to something resembling the feared shooter who earned a massive deal. Nothing to do with Brunson in that tweet. I get maybe they might just go all in and keep Brunson because they want to go for the title this year, instead of trying to get a return. Maybe they're thinking short term in the Mavericks instead of long term. Feel me?
I do feel you.
Oh my God, bro. Look at this guy. This guy's nuts. He's like addicted to fake news. Knicks move being announced.
Can he please get kicked off? I don't understand how many things you are allowed to get wrong. This guy is literally this guy makes Bob Nightingale for the MLB look like a stud. That's how bad it is.
Oh my God, it really is hysterical. Come on, be right for once, Rudolph. All right, we are officially almost 10 minutes there. I'm just sitting here refreshing Twitter like you guys, trying to give my reaction. Oh yeah, look, this is what I was talking about, Tyler. Dinwiddie tweeted this when we traded Kristaps because he was clowning us for being a clown show, and now he just got traded for Kristaps.
Oh, how things come full circle.
Yeah, exactly. He always clowned the Knicks all the time.
And what did he do with the Nets again? Enlighten me.
Yeah, I mean, he was cool for 2 years or something.
No, but what did the Nets do? Exactly.
Nothing.
Yep.
Nothing. All right, so we are getting in the crunch time. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And here we are. RJ Barrett was getting treatment on a sprained ankle. Of course, RJ has a sprained ankle. Oh, wait. There's some I have NBA Today on. They're talking about the Knicks.
His play won him most improved player. He was incredible watching him last season. So, Perk, when you're looking at him this season, what's the biggest difference between this year and last year?
Well, last year he had the ball more in his hands.
Talking about
he
Randle.
was more the facilitator, the point forward. Then all of a sudden you add Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, and all of a sudden Tibbs start running sets. More sets than just letting Julius.
2 and 10 in the last 12 games.
Now he's playing really basically going back to the power forward position. And now he's not used to getting his same amount of shots, his touches, and things to that nature. But here's what I want to say. Wendy, you brought up an interesting point for us. The young guys not having value. I have to blame the front office of the Knicks and Tom.
Burke is blaming the front office of the Knicks. Can you guys hear this?
You gotta let these young guys be great and give them minutes.
Well, their plan is to increase the value of their young players,
right?
And then trade them when a star says, "I want to be a Knick."
Right.
That could still be their plan.
No. I'm not disagreeing with you, but in order for them to do that, they have to be on the floor. So when Tibbs is stuck in his ways and he's given.
The Knicks and Lakers were close on a deal yesterday, but the trade fell apart.
He's playing Kemba Walker 38 minutes.
Lakers, what are they going to do?
Quickly. It's not.
All right, they're not really talking about anything on that ESPN, bro. They're just clowning us. I don't need to be clowned even more.
ESPN and Klein, the Knicks is like cheese and wine. It goes so well together.
Cheese and wine is fire. I might have to drink a big glass of wine after this. Because I'm going to be freaking out that we made no damn moves.
Oh, my God. 10 minutes away. Come on. Come on.
All right, they're still talking about the Knicks. Let's hear it.
All right, everybody in the live stream right now, to the 300 plus viewers, make sure to smash that like button, help us get 200 likes, and also let us know, spam it in the live stream in the chat. Are the Knicks going to make at least one trade or not? Just say yes or no. That's all you got to do. Let's hear it. We want to know what your opinions are. I think we have an idea where this is going to lead to, unfortunately, but I want to hear what your thoughts are, guys.
The Reddish one, I can't explain. I don't really know what the point of trading Cam Reddish was if you're just not going to play him. But I would push back a little bit on the idea that their young players haven't increased their value. I think they haven't increased their value at maybe their trade value as much as the Knicks would have liked. But RJ Barrett's had a really nice last 2 months. Mitchell Robinson's
They can't really trade RJ Barrett because RJ Barrett's like their best.
That's their centerpiece for. I mean, if they want a big.
Oh, shut up! We're not trading RJ.
And they add the piece.
Well, you don't always get what you
Richie,
want.
why are you listening to that garbage? Come on.
Because they could say something that all of a sudden, I don't know.
Nah, they're not going to leak anything. Not right now.
I can't do it, guys. I can't believe this. This has been a crazy trade deadline. I mean, there's so many trades that happen. And none of them surrounding the Knicks.
Sounds like another trade deadline.
Thanks, Leon. Look at this clown. I'm just kidding. I love you, Leon. I think just do something so I can praise you instead of clown you. I don't want to clown you. Bro, I'm getting frustrated. Wow, we are 8 minutes away. Literally 8 minutes away. I'm losing my hope. I really am. Yo, are you kidding me? Guys, we are about to make a move. Promise you that. Clown me all you want, but I'm going to be optimistic until the day we don't make a move, which is in 8 minutes.
Bro, I can't believe we're not even going to do one trade.
Is he going to do like something at the buzzer? Like all of a sudden, like 2:59?
But why? Why is the guy drag out this long? Like our negotiations all I want to know is, are they constantly negotiating? I would assume that they are, but it's the fact that you don't know is what sucks.
Yeah, like there's no even rumors that they're even negotiating about anything with anybody. Maybe, see, that's a good thing or bad thing. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable, guys. I don't know what else to say. I'm really freaking out just like everybody else in the chat. We're gonna make a trade right now. I know it. I feel it. I feel Leon Rose on the phone. And it's not there yet. Come on, baby. Let's go, Leon Rose. Do something for us. I mean, trade like literally anything. New York Janky, you got a point, man. It's painful. It's a lot of pain induced. So we basically watched the Brooklyn Nets make a blockbuster trade. We watched the Washington Wizards trade their entire team. We watched so many things unfold.
The Knicks really aren't going to do shit.
And the one team that needs to make a move more than anybody else is the New York Knicks. Breaking. The New York Knicks are finalizing a deal to do absolutely nothing.
Fuck you. This was reported by Berman, of course, like 35 minutes ago about RJ. He says he's limping around in a walking boot. He's out tonight, obviously, and looks bad for Portland.
I think there's 4 games left until the All-Star break. I would be shocked if
yeah, I agree.
He plays in any of those 4 games. Yep. And knowing RJ, which really stinks, is he's a player with rhythm. And if he's out for a while, he comes back, he's going to start struggling right away.
He's young, you know, that's normal. Like, that's not outlandish at all, especially for a guy his age.
Richie, what kind of wine? I'm drinking that Cabernet. Right after this, baby. Gotta take the edge off. You feel me?
Bro, what? Come on.
No, I'm just kidding. We're not drinking any wine because I'll be celebrating. I'll be popping bottles. But that's literally 5 minutes. So what is... Who's it going to be, guys? Dude, I can't... Is this really happening? I'm freaking out. Yo, I can't believe this.
This sucks. This sucks. That's all I can say. Another trade deadline, another whole lot of nothing. The Lakers, though, that's the big thing. You would think that they would make a trade.
Yeah, man. The Lakers and the Knicks are the two biggest franchises in the league in terms of worth and just symbolism and whatever you want to call it. Even though the Knicks are historically bad, Lakers are historically good. But they're both not good, and they're both supposed to be good, and they're both not making any moves. That makes no sense to me. And ironically enough, we were supposed to make a trade together, and that fell through. I wonder what that trade was even for. I need somebody to check in on Leon Rose. Is he alive? Are you awake? Are you on the phone? Are you just sitting back and excited to watch the Knicks get absolutely destroyed tonight by the Warriors?
Bro. Yeah, I'm calling it in. I know we got 4 minutes left, but I'm calling it in advance. That's a wrap.
Not a wrap. We got 3 minutes. Don't
Calling
you
it
worry. Leon Rose coming at the buzzer, and he's going to prove the entire Knicks fan base wrong. Please, please, please.
Love to be proven wrong, but it's
Come on, Leon.
Unfortunate reality.
Oh, no. It's starting to sink in.
It's going to be so funny for the people that watched this live stream on replay and just saw the hype going into it a little bit at least, and how just drained like anything else.
This is really inexcusable stuff here. So you're telling me I'm going to have to watch the rest of the season of Alec Burks getting meaningful minutes over Cam Reddish, over Deuce McBride, Kemba Walker playing over Deuce McBride, all these veterans that have absolutely no impact for the Knicks team future. I'm going to watch them play over the young kids. Is that really what's going to happen? Or is Thibodeau going to bench people like he did?
It looks like it.
No, bro. No. A minute and a half left.
Oh, my God. And, I don't know if you answered this earlier, but if you're in negotiations, can you do a deal past 3 or no?
Yeah, I think it could be announced past 3. It could be done, and then we won't find out till 3:05 or something, Guys, this is really, 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 really insane. I think that we're about to get a trade any second now. Come on.
It seems like whatever the Knicks were planning to do, they struck out on it yesterday.
Yeah, it seems like nobody wants our players. I mean, that's what it seems like. It feels like we don't have any players that are tradable. We don't have contracts that people want. And it's just frustrating, man. Because what this tells me is that nobody wants our players for a good reason, and we should not be playing these players. I don't know what to say, anymore, man. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And there's no shot clock cheese, as Christian would say. Oh, of course, there's a shot clock cheese. That's not related to the Knicks.
Tice going back to the Celtics. Oh, my God.
What? Woj,
No,
why?
if Cantor goes the other way, I will laugh so hard. Oh, wow. Must be nice.
That could have been a Knicks trade. That easily could have been one.
Must be nice. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that whatever the Knicks had, it fell through. And maybe it was with the Lakers, right? It's 3:00 now, so that'll
It's
do
3
it.
o'clock, everybody. What do we do? No. No. This is how I feel. Oh my gosh, everybody. So basically, the Knicks did absolutely nothing. We were live for 2 hours to sit here and do nothing.
Oh my God, the Celtics are trading Schroeder in that deal. Wow.
Wow. He's right. All right, so it's officially official, bearing any crazy 302 news, which I'm not expecting at all. The Knicks have not made a move, and the Knicks are officially going into the rest of the season with the same roster. We traded for Cam Reddish. We traded for Cam Reddish, and that was the move that we made.
And we didn't do anything to give him more.
We didn't give him any chance to get an opportunity to play.
Fucking ridiculous.
So what the actual hell is this vision? That's what I want to know. What's the vision of this Knicks front office? The Knicks make no trades.
Dude, I don't understand why you trade for Cam unless the front office and had a deep dive with Tibbs and said, hey, this is how you need to go about the roster for the remainder of the year. Even with the guys on, we're going to be playing the young kids more, we need to give Cam time, which could happen, but it still feels unlikely. It's hard to justify why nothing happened. But again, this is us assuming without hearing, we should be hearing obviously from the front office, I would assume. So hopefully we find out.
We never hear from the front office. That's the thing about Leon Rose. He never talks. He's talked once when we got hired to Mike Breen in a 30-minute interview. Outside of that, we've never heard from him.
Damn.
Ever. He's quiet.
All we have is a meme of him sleeping. That's all we got.
All we have is a meme of him sleeping and that crazy picture of him as well. So maybe there's some shot clock cheese that I don't know about. Let's go to Twitter one last time before we... now it's Knicks fans just roasting the Knicks. That's what Twitter has become. The Knicks make no trade. So, guys, I'm sorry that you sat through this and watched Tyler and I get disappointed. The Knicks are going through the rest of the season to try to work with what they got. And Randle's been playing great basketball as of late, so hopefully he can keep that up. RJ's injured. Grimes is going to be back, so it's going to be Grimes in the starting lineup, which is a good sign. But at the end of the day, man, this is very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Because now I cannot say with a straight face, with confidence, that the Knicks front office knows what they're doing, like I did last year. I thought they did know what they're doing. I really thought they had a functional, perspective of what their vision is. But now it's got to the point where I cannot defend this Knicks team at all.
And it sucks because you're riding the wave with them through all their highs, and yeah, they have proven so much, but they're clearly still so far away from winning us fans over to a point where we can feel comfortable. We're not even remotely close there yet.
It's crazy, bro. And they're not even going to be tanking. It's not even like they're going to be playing the youth anymore. We're going to be playing the same exact rotation that we've been playing all year, and it's been doing nothing. D Rose will be coming back, and when D Rose is back, what's the lineup going to be? It's going to be Kemba, Fournier, RJ.
Yeah, Lakers are
Randle,
officially not doing anything.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got to wait a little bit more. I just want to see a report that the Knicks are officially done. They're officially done from doing nothing.
It's 3:05, so I don't know what to say, man. I really don't. This is really frustrating, everybody. I'm sorry that the Knicks had to do this to us. And his freedom is in the trade as well, as you predicted, Tyler.
Yep.
And his Cantor and his freedom.
Yeah, that made sense.
So no buzzer beaters. The Knicks Wow. What's your guys' thoughts in the chat? Let's get into your guys' thoughts. Let's just. Any news on the trade? There's no trade to be talking about with the Knicks. Can't make a move because of Tibbs. He devaluated our young players and play the vets where no one wants a vet. They want young players. Yep. So disappointed. I'm disappointed as well. We got people boycotting. Oh, man, this is just... We're back to the toxic Knicks world.
Here we it's like the meme, shit, here we go again. So no buzzer beaters, says Kenny Beecham.
Boo,
right.
Knicks front office, whack sauce. Everyone's boycotting the Knicks. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say.
Man.
Come on. There has to be a buzzer beater. This isn't reality. No deal for the Lakers, as Woj just said.
Yep.
So focus on the buyout market. It's crazy how there's not even a Knicks report. There's not even like someone saying the Knicks is done.
It's nothing. Like I said, it really does look like that anything that they had like in store was prior to today, or prior to this other. I don't know. I don't know. I just hope we get some explanation outside of what we've gone to this point, that it can maybe justify it more, because it's not looking good at the moment.
There's literally nothing you can say that's optimistic about the situation right now.
No.
Oh my gosh. Do I like the Nets trade? I don't want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets, my man. I'm sorry. I really don't. But
Harrison
yes.
is a good supporter on my channels, but yeah, no.
Harrison, I
we
appreciate
don't need any more Nets talk right now. We've been here, done that.
It's just making me more depressing if I talk about the Brooklyn Nets. That's the only reason why I want to talk about them, because they made a big time move. I think the Brooklyn Nets won that trade, honestly. I think the Sixers are going to be regretting that. So when does NFL free agency start? Justin, I'll be live on Jets Media for all that stuff. So if you're a Jets fan, tune in. If you're not a Jets fan, I'll be talking about all the latest stuff about that. Yeah, I'm ready for the NFL free agency at this point, because the Knicks just disappointed me. They really did. No need to apologize, my man. No need to apologize. Just having fun with you, my man. Just joking around.
No deals for the Knicks. They're done. Fuck.
Wait,
just tweet it.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he tweeted. We out.
No deals for the Knicks, source tells ESPN.
Yeah.
Like, you can't make this up. Woj confirmed that there's no deals. Guys, I'm so sorry.
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted from doing nothing and seeing nothing. I really am.
We're literally exhausted for doing nothing, like waiting for nothing. Well, guys, doesn't look like there's anything else to talk about here, because you basically heard Wardy and I talk for 2 hours about the same nonsense, and now it's official that there's no Knicks news. There's nothing, no moves. And Advance says, Rich, let's just say the front office has turned around and said this season's a bust. Only thing I'll be happy about now is tanking. The only way we tank is if we play the young players, which is not even tanking. It's like what I want to see. If we go into the rest of the season with the same exact lineups as we've been doing all season, there's no growth. There's no progression. There's nothing that's going to change. And it's going to be a... Guys, make sure you smash that like button if you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know you guys are not happy with the outcome, but I really do appreciate all the support you guys showed on the stream. We got over 200 likes, which was awesome.
Appreciate that, guys.
Much. It means a lot. Smash that thumbs up button and smash that subscribe button if you are indeed new to the channel. I'll be posting a lot of content throughout the rest of the season. Very disappointing about what's happening. No doubt about it. But at the end of the day, we got a lot of work to do as Knicks fans. I mean, we don't have to do anything, but the Knicks front office has a lot of things to work out on. And I don't know. There's not really anything else to say about that. Tyler, you want to say anything before we end off the stream?
No, I really appreciate everyone that chimed into this one. I mean, it couldn't have gone more of a bummer than this, right? I mean, it just not fun. Not fun for any of us Knicks fans that were hoping to get something done for multiple reasons. Even if they were just going to get deals done to, free up cap, like even that would be beyond justified. Unfortunately, the Knicks weren't able to do anything. But I really, really appreciated following along. I had a lot of fun up until really the last, I would say, half hours where it was like, okay, we're really starting to kick in. Like, yeah, nothing's going to happen. I just hope that for the Knicks case that him and front office and Tibbs, they had to sit down, had discussion, say, hey, Cam needs more minutes. Hey, these guys need more minutes. There's no point in playing the vets hard the way that you've been anymore. Again, I think that's wishful thinking, however, because I feel like that would have happened already, right? If that was a possibility. So we'll see. But definitely a disappointing day in Knicks land while other teams got to thrive and have some fun at this year's trade deadline. I appreciate doing this, though. Appreciate you as always, Richie. And appreciate everyone in the live stream that watch live on replay. Always a fun time, guys. Just unfortunately, nothing fun to actually talk about.
Yeah, man, nothing fun to talk about. I thought that we can get a big time reaction of a trade and we can break it down to the T and say if it was a good trade or a bad trade. But instead, you got a reactions of no trade. So I guess it's a good thing is Cam Reddish did not get traded. I'm happy with that. But outside of that, man, we got a big time game tonight. Cam Reddish hopefully will get big time minutes. We can verse one of the hottest teams in the NBA without RJ Barrett. Grimes will be starting. Mitchell Robinson hopefully will be back. A lot of things to work out on tonight's game. But I appreciate all the support, man. It really does mean a lot to the channel that you guys continue to show support on the Knicks media, even throughout a season where we are very, very disappointed. Very disappointed about this team. No sugarcoating it. The only thing that we can say is maybe we can string a couple games together, get back into that play-in tournament, and fight for the playoffs because we're sticking with the same squad. Hopefully Randle can continue to play that the way he's playing because Julius Randle in the last 3 games is averaging over 30 points per game and has been playing really good basketball. If he can stay this consistent throughout the rest of the season and, start winning some ball games, that'll be a good positive. And hopefully RJ gets back from his injury and can actually finish off the season strong the way he's been doing all throughout the year of 2022. And we can show some signs of progression from, quickly. He's been in a little rut right now. Hopefully he can get back together. And there's a lot of things to look out for the Knicks. Stay tuned for more content to talk about what to expect for the rest of the season. And appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the support. Let's go Knicks, guys. And I'll catch you guys in my next video and stream. Peace out, everybody.